Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. We don't need no Galactus, let the burn. Hello kids, welcome back to another episode of Marvel Tales. Smack dab in the middle of John Byrne January. I am Phil, joining me, as always, Hubert's #1 fan, it is.
Justin the Owl, getting ready for another epic adventure.
That's right, kids. This episode and next, we're kind of going to be related. This time we're going to cover Fantastic Four 242 through 242 through 244. Lots of twos, lots of fours. Lots of guest stars. Some guest stars in this thing. Yeah.
Guest stars galore in the story, which makes sense given the subject matter.
Oh, yeah. Galactus comes to New York. Yeah, I wonder.
And the whole city lifts off into the upper atmosphere. Uh-oh.
The island of Manhattan, yeah. Oh, he should have named this Galactus Takes Manhattan. Or Terrax Takes Manhattan.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised he didn't, to be honest with you.
What, you're too highbrow, Byrne? I saw that Frankie Ray caution, but we'll get into that.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
All right. Let me pull up some synopses. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I love Byrne. I love Byrne Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's absolutely my favorite. That's really when I started reading comics, was when he was on it. And so not only does it have a sentimental pull, but it's also kind of where my love of comics all began. So yeah, these are just, in my opinion, some of the best comics ever made.
Yeah, I mean, I came to most of these through like back issues, but yeah, once I like started reading some Byrne, I'm like, I gotta find the rest of them. I'm like, I love this stuff.
It's just solid gold from beginning to end. Yeah, I love it.
All right. Oh yeah, looks like we have very nice, big, juicy synopses here. So
nice.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
I was expecting we would for these ones.
Oh yeah. All right. So should we jump in?
Yes.
I was gonna say, I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about here.
Indeed. Yeah.
3 issues. All right. All right, kids. So yeah, we start with Fantastic Four 242. There you
go. Yeah, look at that.
Terrax. All right. So yeah, Fantastic Four 242, May 1982, Terrax the Untamed. I ain't gonna last long. And of course, writer, penciler, and inker John Byrne, colorist Glennis Ween, letterer Jim Novak, and editors Jim Salicrup and Lance Tukes. Oh. In the vastness of space speeds Terrax, herald of Galactus, and he is on a direct course for the planet Earth. At that moment in New York City, at the Baxter Building headquarters of the Fantastic Four, Reed shows off his latest invention, a Christmas tree that collapses into itself to be easily put away. Sue is upset at Reed for taking the fun out of cleaning up after the holidays, but they are distracted when Franklin launches one of the toy missiles from his Christmas gift. They are about to scold Franklin for setting it off in the house when Reed suddenly notices that the device has a label on it identifying that it does not fly by any means.
Ooh.
Bringing up old fears about Franklin's blooming mutant powers. Don't worry, kid. A Sentinel will take him out. Check out X-Men Classics this month.
Yeah. Another Byrne story.
Exactly. Meanwhile, out in Central Park, the Thing is going for a walk through the snow when he is suddenly stopped by a gang of muggers. So I guess can't see through that trench coat and fedora. They just think he's a giant homeless man, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
However, they flee in panic when they remove Ben's cat and reveal who he really is. He is soon joined by Alicia, who has come seeking Ben as he has been avoiding her for a while after their encounter with the Puppet Master. Happy to see her, Ben takes Alicia into his arms and they walk off together. Oh, they didn't even say about how he makes the giant snowball and like pulls over the mug.
Oh yeah, that was the best.
You know what? I was waiting for Ben Grimm to say something about, his old bowling league or something.
Yeah. Yancey Street Bowling League.
Exactly. The Yancey Street Pinheads or something. While in the Bowery, Frankie takes Johnny to the Village Theater where her roommate Julie Angel is participating in their latest production. Julie Angel, that's her stage name. This mundane visit is suddenly interrupted when one of the actors spots something strange going on in the sky. When Johnny and Frankie go outside, they see a massive dome being erected around the city and quickly flame on and make their way back to headquarters. And again, kids, this is Frankie Ray, who we kind of touched on briefly in that our recent West Coast Avengers episode.
Yeah, she was briefly mentioned in that. Yeah.
Because what is it? Is it her father
Phineas
or uncle?
Horton
Yeah,
was like her stepdad or uncle or something or other.
And she got like splashed with like chemicals and stuff that were used to make the original Human Torch and gave her flame power. So yeah, kids, 60s, 70s, 80s, man, you were just tripping over superpowers.
Yeah. But it was great because Johnny had his own fiery girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
They could match him with powers. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, fiery all the way, man. Redhead. Yeah. The Fantastic Four all convene in Reed's lab as he analyzes the strange phenomenon and identifies it as some sort of space warp. Rushing into the Baxter building are the two Torches who warn the rest of the team to look out. Suddenly, the upper floors of the Baxter building are blasted apart by Terrax, who has finally arrived on Earth, intent on giving it to his master to feast upon. I don't think so. When the Thing tries to attack Terrax head-on, he is slammed through the floor and goes tumbling through the Baxter building to the ground floor. I know, that was something, man. Did you see the Thing just, like, going through every floor of the building?
Yeah, that escalated quickly, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I guess you like gravity, enough force, then you still let gravity take its course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Terrax then makes short work of both Johnny and Reed, but the Thing soon returns to the battle and punches Terrax into the building across the street and down into the street on the opposite side of the building. So yeah, kids, plenty of property damage this episode.
Yeah. Get your insurance premiums out.
Exactly. Recovering from the fall, Terrax spots, and again, kids, topical reference, World Trade Center, and decides that he will complete his mission from there. Raising his cosmic axe from the top of the World Trade Center, he begins creating a barrier around the island of Manhattan that cuts it off from the rest of New York City, cutting off bridges and flooding tunnels. As this is happening, reports reach the neighborhood of Queens, where Peter Parker is spending time with his Aunt May. Hearing the news reports, Peter rushes out so he can change into Spider-Man. On the George Washington Bridge is Dr. Donald Blake, who slips away to change into Thor. And away at Stark International on Long Island, Tony Stark also sees the danger and changes into Iron Man. Daredevil also senses the danger and tries to swing into the city, finds some barrier blocks his path. As the island begins to rise up out of the ground and fly off into the sky, both Thor and Iron Man pull their abilities to stop the worst of the flooding and free those trapped in the traffic tunnels that lead into the city. Meanwhile, Spider-Man tries to hitch a ride on the floating island, but finds that the force field around it prevents his webbing from sticking to it. Inside the force field, Reed orders Sue to use her powers to make the field opaque so as not to start a panic among the other New Yorkers trapped with them. Putting on space... still a better neighborhood.
It smells better up here.
Oh! Putting on space equipment, Reed, Ben, and Johnny head after Terrax, ordering Frankie to stay behind to keep an eye on Sue. As the Fantastic Four head toward their enemy, panic and looting happen in the streets, earning the attention of J. Jonah Jameson and Joe Robertson of the Daily Bugle. And of course, Jonah wants to blame Spider-Man for the whole thing.
Of course.
Soon, the three male members of the Fantastic Four reach the top of the World Trade Center where they confront Terrax. When they reach their foe, he decides to show them where he is taking them. Lowering the force field below the top of the World Trade Center, he shows the heroes that they are quickly approaching the ship belonging to Galactus as it is en route to Earth, the next planet to be devoured by Terrax's master. In space, no one can hear you.
Yeah. He's got a bad case of the munchies, that Galactus.
Oh, my. All right. So what you think, Justin?
I love this one. Yeah. The first time I read this, I was really surprised by the fight between Terrax and the Thing. I thought, wow.
Yeah.
But then I was reminded, well, he's just Herald of Galactus. Of course he's got that type of power.
Mm-hmm.
And I had almost forgotten about Jackie. Or what was her name? The roommate?
Oh,
for,
Julie.
Julie.
Yeah,
Julie. I'd almost forgotten about her.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've read these. And she's doing some like aerobic stuff. I think it's maybe in the next issue. And I'm like, oh, there's some John Byrne stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
She's doing some calisthenics on the floor.
That last issue, yeah.
So that was nice. A nice little reminder of her, of Julie. Yeah, but for me, the highlight of this issue is the Thing with the snowball, like
yes,
rolling up all those guys in the park. I just thought that was so great, so funny, and perfectly Ben Grimm in a nutshell.
Oh yeah,
that is absolutely how he would have handled that situation.
I'm just looking at all the notes here. It's basically saying where all the characters appeared before and after this.
All of them? Oh my word.
Oh yeah, you want to know where Jonah and Robbie were before this? Thor and Iron Man, Daredevil, Spider-Man, yeah. But again, a lot of the Galactus and Terrax stuff kind of took place in like between Fantastic Four 210 and 213, where again, remember back in the original Galactus story, Reed got Galactus the promise not to devour Earth, but then when they needed him to fight the Sphinx, he's like, I'll do it, but you got to release me from my promise. And yeah, it didn't mention it in the synopsis, but yeah, Terrax is like mad. He's like, yeah, you guys made Galactus, I basically was sold into slavery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although not that Terrax was a nice guy to begin with.
Well, no. And as far as the Heralds of Galactus up to this point, he was definitely the most ruthless.
And again, as Galactus mentions later on, I think in the last issue, he's like, I tried it with Norrin Rad, and he was too noble. So, with Terrax, I tried to go with a dirtbag, and, that kind of blew up in my face, too.
And poor Airwalker really didn't get a good shot at being a Herald of Galactus. His tenure was so brief.
Yeah, I was going to say,
a Herald.
Yeah, did Firelord get like a long period either? Because I'm trying to remember, because those two don't seem to get as much credit, I swear, as of course Silver Surfer, but like Terrax too.
Yeah. Firelord, I don't even remember how long he was the Herald, but I felt like Airwalker's time gets completely glossed over.
Oh yeah,
because it was so brief.
All right. Oh, here's another one we got to get back to someday. All right, Justin, do you know where Terrax last appeared before this story?
I'll
give you. I'll give you
1982.
I'll give you a hint. Beginning of this year. I mean, we didn't cover the issues, but we covered the series.
Oh, Thor?
No. Terrax was last seen in ROM 26 and 27.
Oh, that's right.
Because Galactus shows up there. Yep.
On Galador, yes.
Yeah, because Galactus attempts to consume Galador, but both he and Terrax were repelled by Rom and the Space Knights.
Yes. Oh, that was a hell of a story, because they actually convinced Galactus to try and go after Wraith World.
Yes!
Which is the living planet of their most hated and despised nemesis, the Dire Wraiths. And that was the first time that I saw Galactus get his ass kicked.
Yeah, and that's in that first omnibus that came out, like a year ago, kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So...
Wow, I didn't realize that was the last time. I guess for some reason I thought that happened after this story, but my timelines are all mixed up.
Oh, he appeared all over the place because again is it this issue or the next one where he's basically like, oh, this stupid planet, and it's like, oh yeah, he's referring to like Rom and Dazzler.
Oh, Dazzler.
I feel like for a while Galactus was almost like doomed, like everyone got a shot at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
And again, he tries to make Dazzler his herald.
The villain of the month, yeah.
Oh, that's what we should have did to wash the taste of that Dazzler graphic novel out of our mouths. We should have did more of the ongoing series.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one. There's another one we got to get back to. All right, another one for the list. More Dazzler, more ROM.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a whole month's worth right there, Phil.
That's right, kids. That's the official sound for our official list.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
But I love like even like the first page of this issue. It's just like space. It has been called many things: the endless ocean, the fight. Just the whole thing of look here, the birthplace of the cosmos. And then
here,
and then just like the one asteroid pulling away.
Yeah,
Terrax just staying on.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
what a great opening for the issue, right? Like immediately, it's your attention is there. You're like, oh, I want to know what happens here.
And again, I don't know why Sue's getting mad about that Christmas tree. That would sell. That would sell.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, we have one in there. I mean, you have them now. That we have one, the Christmas tree. You know, it's the pre-lit tree. It's Wi-Fi. You turn the lights off and on through Wi-Fi. You can do it with Alexa.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Come on, Sue. I got to buy the Baxter building. Oh,
I got to fund my latest scientific project somehow.
Shh! Please don't be upset, my child bride. Shh.
Oh, exactly.
Let's burn. Shh, my child bride.
Yeah. We'll get there pretty soon in this series. They talk about that pretty quick.
And thank goodness they put that label on that Franklin's toy. This is not a flying toy.
Thanks for clarifying that for us.
Oh, and the other thing that the synopsis didn't mention, Ben's like back to like his original like look that he had back in the beginning of the Fantastic Four. Yeah, like
kind of orange lumpy.
Yeah. Orange lumpy oatmeal. Kind of what Sharon Ventura would look like when she first became a thing.
Yes. The initial
Yes.
metamorphosis. Yeah.
But yeah, just great stuff from Byrne here. And again, packing in all the guest stars.
Yeah, I love it. It makes sense though. They're right in that area where all the superheroes are.
Exactly. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Again, this is a good cover. I mean, and again, you got a bunch of the guest stars on there, and
yeah,
just like showing the scale of Galactus.
Yeah.
This is it, everyone versus Galactus.
Everyone.
I'll
see more.
Everyone. I don't see no damn X-Men. Come on.
Yeah, well, are they in New York?
They're outside. I mean, was it at this point in Westchester? So it's like outside Manhattan. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It would have taken them a while to get there.
Yeah.
In the Blackbird. Yeah.
All right. So Fantastic Four 243. Hold on. Fantastic Four 243 from June 1982. Shall Earth Endure? I think we got the same team here. On the ruined top floors of the Baxter building, Frankie Ray learns from Sue Richards that the stone man attacking their teammates is Terrax, Herald of Galactus. Realizing that Galactus is actually a real being that exists in the universe sweeps the young woman with awe. Meanwhile, at Avengers Mansion, Captain America and the Wasp arrive to learn from their butler, Edwin Jarvis, that all the auxiliary generators to the mansion have been mysteriously cut off. While they frantically scramble to make sense of what is happening in Manhattan, Jarvis finally notices that there is something wrong with the sky. Indeed, there is, as Sue Richards strains to keep a force field around the city visible so that a panic doesn't start when the locals realize that Manhattan is now speeding through space toward the ship carrying Galactus. As it gets ever closer, above the top of the World Trade Center, Reed, Johnny, and Ben face off against Terrax. Terrax offers the 3 male members of the Fantastic Four an ultimatum. Free him from his... hold on, my screen jumped here. Free him from his bondage to Galactus, or the entire island of Manhattan will be destroyed, and Galactus will be set to feed on the Earth. With no other choice, the trio of heroes speed off toward the ship carrying Galactus. On board, Galactus is getting dangerously weak after his various trials and must feed soon. In order to preserve his strength, Galactus uses the last bit of energy stored upon his vessel to revitalize himself temporarily. Grimly, Galactus realizes that he must be the victor in the coming battle or face his demise. Elsewhere on the ship, the Fantastic Four make their way to Galactus. Along the way, Reed reminds Ben that Galactus can now feed upon the Earth after the promise he made was lifted in exchange for helping the Fantastic Four to defeat the Sphinx. When they finally find Galactus, they inform him how Terrax has taken the entire island of Manhattan hostage in order to force the Fantastic Four into bargain with Galactus to release Terrax as his herald. Before Reed can make a proposal as to how to deal with the issue, Terrax grows impatient with the lack of battle and decides to face Galactus alone. Having had enough of his errant herald, Galactus unleashes his power, teleporting Manhattan and everyone on it back to Earth. Back at the Baxter building, Sue collapses after straining herself to keep the force field visible. Frankie is at a loss as how to deal with the situation, still in awe over Galactus. While at the top of the World Trade Center, Terrax unleashes a furious attack on his master. Having had enough of Terrax, Galactus ends the charade by stripping the rebellious herald of the power cosmic within him, sending him falling into a trash-strewn alley below. Yeah, take out the trash! As weak as ever, Galactus has no choice but to feed on the planet Earth in order to save himself and begins constructing the device that will allow him to consume the planet. When the device is completely constructed on top of the World Trade Center, Reed begs Galactus to stop. His pleas go unheard, but before Galactus can activate the device that will drain Earth's life energies, he is struck by a bolt of lightning summoned by the Asgardian thunder god Thor. He is joined in the attack by his fellow Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, and the Wasp. The 4 additional heroes join the battle and are able to stagger the ever-weakening Galactus. The battle also draws Spider-Man and Daredevil, who feel that Galactus is way out of their class and resign to the fact that all they can do is sit back and watch. Which I'm not disagreeing with them, but I'm like, the Wasp is in there.
Right. Yeah.
And again, I love Captain America, but okay.
Yeah, what's that shield gonna do, right?
I mean, that's the other thing going for. You got that indestructible shield.
Yeah. Instead of just sitting and watching, they could, help the innocent bystanders that are running around in a terrorized panic about what's going on around them.
Try to web Galactus's legs up, something.
Something, yeah. Instead of just sitting there and be like, oh, I wish we had a bucket of popcorn. Oh, okay.
Or I mean, I've seen him do it before. Make like a giant slingshot out of that webbing and just start chucking stuff at Galactus. Something.
Yeah, or hurling chunks of destroyed buildings at him or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The battle continues to go in the hero's favor as Doctor Strange arrives and uses the images of Icon to make Galactus see the ghosts of all he has killed.
Yeah. How about that?
Man, how many billions is that?
Yeah.
Horrified, Galactus begins to scream as Reed lands the final blow that sends Galactus toppling. What's that Galactus scream got to sound like? With Galactus down for the count, Reed notes how the World Devourer does not have much time left and shocks everyone gathered when he tells them that they must work together to save Galactus.
Plot twist.
But yeah, more notes here. Jeez. Yeah, Frankie's initial disbelief that Galactus was a hoax is not surprising, as Marvel TV Galactus, The Real Story #1 points out, there is an entire section of society that believes the Fantastic Four's battle with Galactus was nothing more than a publicity-seeking hoax, among other wild and crazy conspiracy theories. Years ago, I would have been like, really? But people will believe or disbelieve anything.
Yeah.
You tell me Galactus is real, next thing you know, you tell me that them injections work. Vaccines work.
Landing was faked.
You telling me them aeroplanes made that World Trade Center fall? I don't think so. Okay, Marvel TV Galactus, The Real Story was from April 2009, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never read that before. Okay. All right, so yeah, what do you think, Justin?
The only problem I have with this is when Terrax confronts Galactus. I thought, okay, that's dumb. Like, you're going to go after the guy that gave you all of this power in the first place. Like, he essentially transformed Tyros into Terrax by bestowing the power cosmic upon him, right? So Terrax knows this, and he has a decent plan by forcing the heroes to do his dirty work for him and basically assassinate Galactus for him.
Mm-hmm.
But then he gets impatient. He's like, "You guys aren't doing it fast enough," and he cuts a swath through the side of Galactus's ship.
Well, he's like, "I don't hear any fighting. I don't hear no battle."
Yeah, what's going on in there? And then he confronts Galactus, and I thought, that's dumb. Like, that's dumber than dirt, because this guy not only gave you the powers in the first place, what makes you think that he can't take those powers back in a heartbeat? Especially given the fact that he's already weakened and in a state where he can pretty much use whatever power he can get his hands on.
Especially power that came from him.
Exactly, like a starving man eating scraps of a meal. Like,
yeah.
Like, I just don't... When that happened, I was like, what are you doing? That's so stupid. You're going to confront him, and he's just immediately going to take his powers back, and that's what happened. And hilariously, he just kind of plummets to his doom in some back alley in Manhattan. It's just... I thought that was really kind of anticlimactic.
Well, it's funny you phrased it that way, because I believe when he next appears, he will be fighting. He will be confronting Doom, Dr. Doom.
Oh yes,
yeah, plummeting to his doom. Yes, I see what you did there.
Doom, yeah.
I see what you did there. Bravo.
We'll be covering that one at some point.
Oh yeah, we have to cover that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's classic. Yeah.
Oh hell, if not here on One World Under Doom,
we gotta
do some Byrne Dr. Doom stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but other than that, I love this issue. That was the only thing I had a problem with. I thought that's dumb that he's just going to charge up to Galactus and start this stuff. It was just to have his powers immediately stripped away, and then like that's it. That's the end of the threat of Terrax right there. I thought that was kind of dumb. But
yeah, I know.
The rest of it I liked. Yeah, and I liked the cliffhanger at the end. They're like, "Uh-oh, Galactus is dying. Now what do we do?" Because I don't remember, and maybe you can clarify this for me, Phil. I don't know if at this time it had been established that Galactus was like an important part of the balance of the universe.
Yeah, I don't know if they can ever come out and say it, but I mean, next episode they do, but I can't remember if they said it beforehand. I mean, I know we do know that Galactus was like the last remaining being from the previous universe. I know that.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know if before this it had been established that he was such an important cornerstone of the universe.
It's part of the food chain.
But, right, exactly. So that was cool to harken back to those days of kind of, I guess you could say it's early Galactus, because they definitely did more with him after this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I love it. Anytime John Byrne draws Galactus too, I'm immediately happy. God, it's so good. It's tremendous.
And just to call back to stuff we've previously covered, yes, it says before the last time the Avengers and the Fantastic Four interacted with each other was Death of Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Before this, yeah.
Which was, that was 80, right? 1980?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let me see. I know it's early 80s. 82.
82. Oh, yeah. Okay. So same year. But, okay.
And after the events of this story, Daredevil next appears in Defenders 106, where he helps the Defenders stop August Masters and his army of telepaths.
Oh. Which, have you covered that on...
No, we covered... Is that some of the Defenders we covered?
Did we cover that one?
I think so, yeah. Isn't that the tie-in one with Captain America?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did cover that. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember if we had covered that one or not. That was that crazy one. Yeah.
Justin all of a sudden pulling the old lady from the Titanic. It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
It's been 106 episodes.
We've already covered so many stories.
I know. And there's so many more we want to cover.
I know. The list still keeps growing.
That's right, kids. All right, should we get to the last one?
Yes. So we get the epic conclusion of this tale.
Talk this thing out. All right. And again, kind of spoilers on that cover. Kind of a big spoiler on that cover there.
Yes. An important transformation takes place here.
All right. So, Fantastic Four 244 from July 1982. Beginnings and endings. Same team. half of which is John Byrne. Julie Angel is exercising in the apartment she shares with Frankie Ray. Yes,
There
kids,
we go.
exercising. When there is suddenly a knock at the door. Answering it, she finds the Human Torch just barely standing there. Absolutely exhausted, he tells her that Frankie is gone before collapsing in her arms. Julie brings Johnny to the couch and then makes an emergency call to the rest of the Fantastic Four. Not long after, both Reed and Sue arrive at Julie's apartment, and she learns that Johnny went missing 5 days previously after what happened to Frankie. Reed tells Julie that what he is about to tell her is incredible. Galactus has fallen in battle against the Fantastic Four in the Avengers and is on the very brink of death. However, Reed Richards is unwilling to let anyone, even the Devourer of Worlds, die. After explaining the series of events leading up to this battle to the Avengers, Reed insists that they must save Galactus. While they all discuss the ethics of deciding if Galactus should live or die, they all eventually agree that they need to save him. Reed then sends Iron Man to collect equipment from Stark International that he will need in order to complete this Herculean task. Soon Reed builds a massive device around the Galactus that will re-energize him. He then commands Thor to launch to unleash the full fury of his hammer Mjolnir, but Galactus is greedy and begins absorbing more and more energy, threatening to drain Mjolnir of all its power. Quickly thinking, Captain America tosses his shield at the device, damaging it enough to sufficiently stop the flow of energy. Emerging from the ruins of the device is Galactus. Galactus tells the gathered heroes that he must still consume the planet Earth if he is to live. Reed offers another solution as they all head to the Baxter Building. There, Reed uses his computers to find the location of 6 worlds that contain the energies that Galactus needs to survive, but without any life existing on them. Galactus notes this, but insists that there is no way to be sure unless the worlds are visited, and Galactus cannot do this at his current energy level. Not without a herald, and so Earth still must be destroyed. Before Galactus can say anything further, Frankie Ray enters the room and offers to be the new Herald of Galactus. When Galactus mentions that he has not the energy to expend to grant her powers, Frankie shows that she sure already has some by flaming on. Galactus finds this acceptable and agrees to make her his herald. When Johnny tries to stop her, the rest of the Fantastic Four hold him back as Frankie is transformed into a being capable of traveling through the depths of space unaided. Johnny calls out to Frankie, who embraces this new form for the freedom it brings and flies off into space. In a panic, Johnny flames on and tries to fly after her, but she flies too high up and the lack of oxygen causes his flame to snuff out and fall out of the sky. When Reed chastises Galactus for choosing the girl, Galactus tells him that she chose her own fate. He then thanks the Fantastic Four for saving his life, having now considered the closest thing to friends that behind such as himself can get. With the story done, Angel is completely floored by it. Reed and Sue then convince Johnny to come back home with them and thank Julie for her help, leaving her to think over what she has been told. Prologue 1. Should that be Epilogue 1? Construction has begun in earnest to rebuild the 5 floors of the Baxter Building that were destroyed in the Fantastic Four's battle with Terrax. While Reed and Tony Stark oversee the operation, arriving by helicopter is Walter Collins, the Fantastic Four's longtime landlord. He is furious over the recent damage done to his building and begins making demands. Finally, having had enough of Collins' constant threats, Reed decides to take advantage of a clause in their rental contract and buys the entire Baxter Building outright. After seeing the amount on the check, Collins walks out without another word. Meeting up with his wife Sue, Reed then places a call to the Latverian embassy to see if they can send the inert body of their former leader, Dr. Doom. The Latverian ambassador tells Reed that the FF can bring him on Thursday. However, as the ambassador hangs up the phone, Dr. Doom, or at least someone posing as him, commends the ambassador for following orders and vows that he will destroy the Fantastic Four. Epilogue 2. Reed and Sue are going out for the night, leaving Franklin in the care of Ben and his robot Hubert. After Franklin's parents leave, Ben begins trying to solve a Rubik's Cube that was sent to him by his longtime tormentors, the Yancey Street Gang. Giving up on the toy, Ben hands it over to Franklin to solve. The boy tries his best but cannot solve the puzzle. Becoming increasingly frustrated, Franklin's powers flare up, solving the puzzle but also causing Hubert to explode as well.
No! What did poor Hubert do to you?
It was an accident. Thoughts?
He was your little buddy.
Exactly.
Hubert.
Thoughts?
Justice for Hubert.
Ah.
No, I love this. I had learned about Frankie Ray becoming the Herald of Galactus much later after this.
Like the Silver Surfer, probably.
Yeah, the Silver Surfer stuff. So when I read this many years later, it was kind of like a nice prequel to all of that. It was explaining where all of that happened. And I was bummed for Johnny. You know, I'm still bummed for Johnny reading this now. Every time that he thinks that he's found true love with the perfect girl, with the perfect, partner, something happens. There's some tragedy that happens.
Yeah, she doesn't come off as good to me in this issue because I mean, first, when she says I'll be the Herald of Galactus, Reed's like, eventually you're gonna have to lead him to worlds where there's like life, and she's like, oh, a few flesh bug-eyed aliens. I'm like,
bug-eyed aliens, yeah,
damn,
okay,
yeah, and anyone else in the universe could say that about Earth, okay, yeah. But then,
and she's completely oblivious to Johnny.
No, not even a wave goodbye, nothing.
Yeah.
She doesn't say a word, just takes off. Yeah.
Yeah, not a word. And she must have had other friends and family on the planet, right?
Yeah.
She just immediately pieced out of there.
Julie, Johnny, nobody. Yeah, not even, oh, hey, thanks, Fantastic Four, for taking me into nothing. Just boom, straight up.
Out. She's like, peace out. I'm going to go travel the galaxy.
But yeah.
I mean, in some respects, I was thinking about that. I was like, I kind of would have done that too. Like, initially, I would have taken off and, done a circuit of the Milky Way or whatever. But then I would have come back and been like, you know what? I'm going to take off for a while. But, bye and thank you and all my love to you and blah, blah, blah. I would have done some type of victory lap, and then I would have come back and said my proper goodbyes. But she was just peacing out.
I mean, I know it was kind of like that Galactus needs this energy, but it's just like you can't take 30 seconds to say goodbye.
Yeah, she couldn't have been bothered. She was done with it.
Because even Johnny said, "Is it this one?" And Johnny's just like, "Yeah, seems like every romance I have is doomed."
Yeah, poor guy, man. He is wrecked at the end of this, and I can't say that I blame him.
No,
I mean, looking upon his track record and what's happened to it,
and we haven't even hit Elijah yet.
I know. We're still like a decade off from that. And there's a lot more stuff that, like the whole thing with Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
The doomed romance, the Crystal, like all of it. This guy cannot catch a break at all.
Nope.
Yeah, it makes me sad. But I really liked how everybody kind of came together to save Galactus. I thought that was a nice twist on the whole thing. Because they could have all just been like, yeah, whatever, and just let the dude die. Like this dude feasts on planets. Like,
and I'm sure maybe that machine Reed built may have filtered the energy or whatever, but I'm like, you really think it's a good idea to let the spark to start this whole thing should be Asgardian power?
Yeah.
I mean, what if that really empowers Galactus?
Yeah. It gives him a supercharge that he wasn't expecting.
Give it even more godlike, yeah.
Yeah. Or gets his hunger even worse afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Got a taste of that Asgardian magic. He might want some more of that.
Might try to storm Asgard, yeah.
You never know what the appetites of Galactus are like.
You thought Volstagg was bad.
There must have been a story where Galactus was in Asgard at some point.
Oh, it sounds familiar, but I can't. I know he's encountered Thor because even Thor said to him, he's like, we've been allies in the past, but I ain't going to let you chow down on Earth.
Yeah. I feel like he did go to Asgard. I just don't remember when.
There's a story for 8 kids. Galactus and Volstagg and hot dog eating contest. Off. Yeah.
Pie eating contest.
Either that or Volstagg's just telling this tall tale of, I'll date Galactus.
That should be at least a backup story somewhere in some
yes.
manual or something. Yeah.
But I was reading the story. You know what I was thinking? The what if you could do for this? What if Johnny became the Herald of Galactus instead of Frankie?
Yeah,
so
and then she stayed with
Uh-huh.
the Fantastic Four. Yeah, how about that? Yeah,
that would have been a story, even if that was just temporary. But yeah, just see how
definitely.
Frankie fills in for Johnny and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's a good one.
But yes, kids, next time, yes, we're gonna the Fantastic Four is gonna have the answer for the consequences of saving Galactus. Yes,
This kind of comes back to bite them in the ass a little bit.
especially Reed. Yes, the trial of Galactus, kids, and yes, because we'll cover what is it, 261 and 262. I guess I can open this schedule. Yes,
right.
But and yes, I made the call. Yes, we're also going to cover the what if issue that shows the alternate take on where things don't go as good. So, because again, how many what ifs have happy endings, kids?
Yeah, exactly. Who was the writer and artist on that what if? Do you remember, Phil? I don't.
Let me look. No, I don't. I swear,
what if
when I brought it, what if 15, volume 2, number 15. Yeah. I'm looking it up now. Yeah, I remember because I looked it up when I mentioned it to you. Yeah, it's not Byrne on Arger's story, but what if 15? All right. Yeah. There it is. Where's the credits at? All right. I swear sometimes you get the.
Oh, here we go. It was 1990. So writer Roy Thomas.
Yes.
Penciler Greg Capullo. Okay. I haven't read that one in a dog's age. I didn't know Roy Thomas did that one. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I'd forgotten it was Roy Thomas. Yeah.
And early Greg Capullo. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, kids. So, we'll do some Fantastic Four. And again, it'll be a non-Byrne issue, but yes, it's a what if that spins out of a Byrne story. So,
yeah. The majority will be on the trial of Galactus.
Yes. Just opening the schedule here, make sure I got the right issue numbers.
Yeah, we got to give the kids their homework. Their reading homework.
Send us your thoughts, Ray. It's 261 and 262. Because originally I said 263, but that has nothing to do with the trial of Galactus. So.
Yeah, that was kind of like a one and done issue, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think 64 might have been 2. I don't know if they were like killing time until Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
Because 265 we did cover because supposedly retroactively that's when they made the Alicia Elijah's switch.
Yes.
Traps are trying to break into the Baxter building.
Secret Invasion, the original.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Justin?
No, I'm happy that we revisited this epic tale, even though it really wasn't Terrax's finest hour. It still was a good Galactus story. Mm-hmm. And even though I'm still bummed about what happened to Hubert, and I don't understand why they never rebuilt him after this. It's just like, okay, well, I guess we won't build any more robots around Franklin.
I was going to say, did we get any other robots? I don't know.
They could have made someone with like a psionic shield on it or something so that he couldn't blow it up so easily, but
exactly.
That's all right. That would have required some extra effort. Reed had other more important things to do. I get it. He had to make some Christmas trees and stuff.
Hey, man, he had to buy a building, all right?
The man is busy. I understand.
Who was it? Lilith or Charlie said, oh, yeah, he Reed Richards made all his money off pimple cream and stuff, yeah. Hey, man, he can experiment. When they started, man, Johnny was a teenager. Come on. There it is. Does that work on your skin? Yeah? No? What? Are you saying it feels inflamed?
Yeah, and who knows how many exfoliants that he's copyrighted using on the thing.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
If this works on Ben Grimm's skin, it'll work on yours.
Oh, that's the other thing. I think, Ben Grimm looks like his lumpy self because Reed tried to cure him, and it just reverted.
Right.
It just reverted him. Yeah,
that is true. Yep. They almost did it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, next time 261, 262, and what if number 15? Well, volume 2, number 15 for the alternate take on that.
The Trial of Galactus.
That's right. All right, kids. So yeah, send us your thoughts. And again, a lot of the shows doing John Byrne January, X-Men Classics. Check it out. We already did Proteus. We also did
Days of Future Past.
And again, you got some stuff on the DC side. You're going to get Spider-Cast episodes, Daredevil episodes. Yeah, I didn't mention Frankie Ray's costume. Again, if you look at it from the back, all it covers is her butt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this must have been before that shading thing that we were talking about in the Avengers issues, where they didn't want it to look like someone was naked.
Oh, that's not John Byrne. John Byrne's like, don't you censor my art?
Yeah. She's naked if I say she's naked.
If that's paint, that's paint. That's what I say. Sir, we have more parents complaining on the hotline. Oh, the new Byrne Fantastic Four come out.
No.
Yes, sir. Can we just shade the nether regions, please? Will that just shut up the parents?
Who was the anchor on that one? Oh, Byrne? Oh, damn it. Getting Bob McLeod in here. Stat.
Who was Byrne's accomplice on that? That's Byrne accomplishing himself, sir.
Get Bob McLeod in here.
There's a gang of 3 of them, sir, and they're all Byrne. Writer, penciler, artist, or inker. It's all Byrne. It's the holy trinity of Byrne.
And then he was doing the lettering on Namor later on.
Oh, yeah.
Doing almost all of it.
All right. So, yeah, kids, send us your thoughts on the Fantastic Four issues. Basically, anything John Byrne January we're covering. Your thoughts on John Byrne work in general. Email us.
January, we'll still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, kids? Yeah. Send us your request. You know what we'll do? We'll put it on the list.
We'll put it on the list. And eventually we'll get to it.
2026 could be a banger, kids. All right. Send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Get the brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes and Lunatics merch. And again, more deadly, and especially when she's drunken in a Taco Bell drive-thru. More hungrier than Galactus. Lilith Hellfire demands that you rain random money on us to the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Don't make us dance on the pole because the whole club's up in orbit. So.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And, of course, the Patreon, where, again, Lilith and I give you uncensored, exclusive content. And, of course, if you're a patron like our friend Hootie here, you can suggest topics for discussion. So, and like I said, Justin and I shamed Ray into sending something in. So we're going to get to that suggestion in the new year. Yeah.
And I loved his idea.
Oh, you know what else was cool, too? This is a January episode, and I think they said didn't these Fantastic Four issues take place? It was like, what, a week into the new year or something?
Yeah.
I was like, cool.
Very timely.
Exactly. All right. So, yes. So please subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. And you can find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Speaking of this owl, you can find him here every week, either on Marvel Tales, X-Men Classics, sometimes both.
Sometimes both.
And again, in 2025, we'll be doing the random One World Under Doom podcast, Energon Universe, Also, anything else over
Ultimate
here?
Spider Cast.
Oh, yes, you can
Ray.
catch him this month with Ultimate on all. Oh, yes, and every month now, yes, the new host of Ultimate Spider Cast, with me and Ray covering Scarlet Spider. Yes,
Scarlet Spider by Peter David and Mark Bagley. I'm so excited.
But I was going to say you're going to hear him a lot on the Ultimate Spider Cast this month for John Byrne January.
Yes, I'm a guest on several episodes actually.
Mm-hmm. And of course, over on CapesandLunatics Sidekicks, you hear him at least once a month on We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast.
Talking all things Azrael, and sometimes he drops in to
Yes.
talk other things with me and Lilith. And again, you can catch him frequently on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast.
That's right. Talking some. Well, I guess we're into the 90s now, aren't we? We've
started in
crested over
1990.
Yeah, we've crested through the 80s, and we're right on into the 90s Superman now.
Yeah, we're doing them in order for the most part, kids. And if you want for some Byrne Superman, check out previous episodes of Electric Mullet. We covered all the Byrne stuff.
Those are great.
Yeah, you just like it for a hairy-chested Superman.
You know it.
That gladiator.
There's something for everyone.
That gladiator costume.
That too.
I was catching up on my listening just not too long ago, and I listened to I think it was Exile Part 2, and just you going off on that gladiator costume.
That was a good one.
Superman basically just wearing a belt. Again, kids, I mean...
It's good stuff.
For all Byrne's faults, man, he's an equal opportunity pornographer, you know?
Yep. He's got something for everyone in the kitchen. I love that.
All right, so... but that is not all. That's not the only places you can catch this owl. You can also catch him on these fine shows.
These fine shows. Every month, Gamma Charge with Russell, where we are covering 2 series. We're covering the Immortal Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. And we have a Patreon, so do check that out. We are covering on our Patreon for certain tiers for subscribers. We're covering one of DC's versions of the Hulk called Damage, and that's been super fun. Over on Predator and Prey, we're joined by the High Priest of Khonshu and our co-host on the Ultimate Spider Cast, Ray, and Sparky, and we discuss some classic Dark Horse comics focused on Fox's Predator. And last but not least, The Lost Library of Legends is my solo podcast dedicated to the undiscovered and forgotten comic book gems of the last few decades. And I have created a multi-part spotlight for, I think it's going to be at least 3 episodes, focused on an Ultraverse title from the early 90s.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch.
Wait, one of my favorite jobs.
Double biscuits for me. Oh, that's naughty.
Again, it's like Ray's stuff works as the accent. Yours works with the deep voice. I mean, it's just... And Lilith is just all over the place with hers. Some are high, some are low. It's just...
But always entertaining.
Exactly.
My Tweety Bird just went off just in time for that.
Yeah. No Tweety Bird.
Oh, my. Will anything stop this owl?
I don't think so.
Not anytime soon.
That's right. No, oh no, I want more. I want that video. That drunken unboxing video. We might get a Lilith Hellfire. She skipped a year or two, but I think we might get another Lilith Hellfire. Here's the loot I got in December for a Christmas and my birthday haul. So I remember the last one. She's just like, she didn't even say a word. She's holding stuff up and just. I took a screenshot for that video because she's wearing like a Santa hat and stuff. It's like that's my contact picture in my phone for her. I'll have to show you when we get off.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Oh yeah. We don't get a lot of. I don't get a lot of pictures of Lil Period, but especially with like looking happy and looking happy. All right.
I love it. I love it.
All right, kids. Thanks for joining us again. Next episode, Yes, Fantastic Four 261, 262, and What If 15 for the alternate take.
Trial of Galactus.
That's right. Man, we're having fun. Man, John Byrne January is going by too quick.
Yeah, I know. This is great. We're going to do this again.
And then, yeah, we're going to get the Captain America in February.
Yes.
A bunch of cow. All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, watch what you eat.